What is up, my fellow summoners? Welcome to the channel today. Happy Friday to you all. The weekend is just around the corner, and if you will be grinding for Ghost Rider, hopefully this is going to be a little bit of background noise to help pass the time while you do that. This is the third installment, I guess if you want to call it that, of the Casual Friday videos, which if I keep moving forward, progressing the way that I am, and I put these out every other week, it looks like by the next Casual Friday video, so basically 2 weeks from today, we will be right around 5,000 subs, which my plan is to do some sort of webcam, record it with a camcorder or something, I don't know. But hopefully you'll see my face in the next Casual Friday video. So I don't know exactly how I want to do that yet, but hopefully we'll make it fun. Had a lot of questions come in again on the question submission video. So I will do my best to run through as many of these as I can and answer all the questions thoroughly. If I did skip over a few, it's only for time constraints, so don't take it personally. I'll try to go back and answer them if I don't catch you here. Alright, let's jump right into it. Just a Casual Gamer is the first one up. Who should I take to rank 4, Star-Lord or Scarlet Witch, both duped? Well, I think that both of those are good characters. I think even after the nerf, Scarlet Witch is probably still the stronger character of the two. Star-Lord is very good for a couple of unique circumstances, Labyrinth of Legends, Realm of Legends, maybe a few other special events here and there. But as a whole, I think you'll find more utility, more use out of Scarlet Witch. I still take mine. In fact, I took her into 2 of the 3 days that we ran map 6 this week. Still really good for power control, still a little bit of regen here and there, and her S2 still hits really hard, so I would definitely take up Scarlet Witch first. Poldo, P-O-L-D-O, I hope I said that right, man. Who do you think the top 5 best champions are? Also love your videos, which I appreciate that, man. Top 5, that's a good question. I don't really know if I've got a top 5. I can tell you that, or kind of give you a list of the top 5 champs I feel like I use all the time. Because I don't have a lot of the I guess what some people consider the best champs in the game. Gwenpool, Voodoo, Hyperion, you know, I don't have those champs, so I can only speak to what I've got so far. You know, I always find myself bringing in either a Wolverine or X-23 to an event, so either one of those can take up a spot in my top 5. Captain America, World War II for sure, Vision, one of the Mystic champions, whether it be Doctor Strange, Scarlet Witch. Eventually, Voodoo will kind of take that spot, but that would probably be my 4th spot there as a Mystic champ. And then 5th, I don't know, 5th spot, I really like Hulk, to be honest with you. Either Hulk or my 5-star Winter Soldier I have a lot of fun with. I don't know. That's a good question. I think everybody's list kind of differs based upon the champions that they've got and their experiences. But that list that I just gave you are probably some of my favorite champs to play in the game right now. Keith Warnke, W-A-R-N-K-E, Keith Warnke, I think I said that right. I thoroughly enjoyed the time lapse of your design of your thumbnails. I work a little Canva for work. You take it to another level. I appreciate that. Question, I have a 440 Elektra and love her assassination ability. So much so that I'm thinking about getting the mastery to benefit my entire roster. But how does that mastery affect Elektra? Does it increase her assassination range, or does it have no effect, making it more or less a wasted mastery when I play with her? Well, the signature ability for Elektra, Assassination, is something totally and completely different from the Mastery Assassin. Those two things will stack on top of one another. The Assassin Mastery actually has a few more things in addition to what the Assassination signature ability does. It does increase the damage that you're doing once the enemy falls below a certain amount of health, but it also lowers their defensive ability accuracy, Assassin does. And it also increases your offensive ability accuracy if you start the fight and the enemy has, you know, a certain level of health. So those two things do stack. Elektra hits really hard when she gets into her awakened ability, and that is only increased once you have the assassin ability awakened, or opened, I should say. That's why a lot of people really like her in Alliance Wars. She hits really, really hard. She already lowers defensive ability accuracy, plus the assassin mastery on top of that. So that's a really good combination for her. Definitely would take the time and open up that mastery as much as you can. Carl's got 2 questions. 1, should I spend all my scrap on Carbonadium cores to unlock Suicides and Assassin? Already have Willpower Salve, Deep Wounds to spare. Yes, if you watched my Scrapyard video, I am very much in favor of using the scrap to unlock Stony Mastery cores and Carbonadium cores. You know, some people have asked, you know, what if I've already got those? You know, do what you want at that point. Get T4 Basics, get a 4-star crystal. It doesn't really matter. But I think the biggest bang for your buck is the Carbonadium cores and the Stony cores, and definitely Assassin for sure. I would get first. If you're looking to do grinds for basic or feature champs or wanting to make it a little easier, then definitely follow that up by picking up the Suicides. The second part, question 2, should I still 100% normal to get the basic champ? To get it to a higher dupe level, worth it or not? I think what you're referencing there is a special event on normal difficulty level. If you finish that, you get the Rocket Raccoon 3-star. Yes, I would. I would recommend completing normal mode and beginner mode. In fact, all the nodes or all modes. Not for the 3-star that you get, but for the scrap that you get. I think for normal mode, for exploring at 100%, you get 30,000. I think just for going through it and completing it, I think it's another 15. So right there, if you're looking to get another Carbonadium core and a Stony core, you've got the scrap you need. So yes, definitely finish normal mode, finish as many modes as you can, and the Rocket Raccoon is kind of an added benefit there. Akish. Is it Akish? Akish? I'm not sure, dude. A-A-K-A-S-H. I'm sorry, man. Should I take my duped Archangel to rank 5? Your other options are Cable, Iceman, and Psylocke. My current rank 5s are Star-Lord and Gwenpool. Well, I probably would hold off on Archangel only because you already have Gwenpool at rank 5. Gwenpool's a very strong bleed champ, and Archangel is right up there as well. So I probably wouldn't duplicate that type of champ yet. I think your best bet out of those 4 options you gave is Iceman. I think Iceman and Cable are kind of neck and neck. Iceman probably pulls ahead slightly because of his ability to be used on offense and defense to lower defensive ability accuracy. I think he's a very strong champion, so I would take up Iceman. If you didn't have Gwenpool, I probably would take up Archangel right behind him. But that's a close one. I think Iceman, Cable, Archangel, Psylocke is probably the way that I would do it. Corey McBride, shout out to you, man. I see you all over my streams and asking questions. I appreciate the support. So Corey asks, if you had the choice to level up a 5-star Mystic Champion, Magic Unduped, from rank 2 to rank 4 with 7 T4 CCs, or use 3 T4 CCs to bring 4-star Voodoo to 550, which would you choose? I have a 5-star Awakening Gem Mystic that I've been waiting to use on Voodoo or Hela. Ooh, that was a mouthful. I probably would do a combination of both, to be honest with you. I think that taking an unduped Magic all the way up to rank 4 is not smart. I would probably take Magic to rank 3 with, I think that's what, 2 or 3 T4 CCs, I can't remember, but you'll still have enough left over if you do that, also to take up 4-star Voodoo to 550. At that point, I would probably wait to see who you get from the next couple of crystals. If you manage to awaken your Magic, then take her up to rank 4. But definitely needs to be duped before you take her up to rank 4, in my opinion. Wargal asks, Guillotine, Scarlet Witch, Voodoo to rank 5. Voodoo, that's an easy one there. I would go Voodoo, and if you have Voodoo, then I would bump Scarlet Witch down to the end of that list. Yeah, Voodoo, Guillotine, Scarlet Witch for me. Wayne Houseworth asks, come on Joel, will you please tell us the meaning and use of Prestige? Well, that's a very it's a very good question, and it's something that plays such a big part of the game that makes no sense to me why Kabam doesn't explain it clearly to beginner players. There are a couple different ways that Prestige is calculated. There is an individual Prestige that you are given based upon your champs, and then in your alliance, all of your individual Prestiges are added up together to give your alliance a Prestige number. And the way that you add up your individual Prestige is your top 5 champs. Which that could be a little confusing, because if you just look on your roster, just because you see, you know, your top 4 champs there, that does not mean that those are actually your highest Prestige characters. What you need to do is you need to go over, you can Google it, you can go to Reddit, you need to find a Prestige calculator, and you need to plug in all of your information for the characters that you have, the highest ranked characters, and what signature level they are. And that will tell you your Prestige. It's going to calculate the top 5 highest Prestige. It's going to average that out and give you a number. The reason you can't just go off of your profile picture is that the PI numbers there are inflated based upon your masteries. and your masteries are not considered in your overall prestige. So that's why you need to find a prestige calculator. And then once you have your individual prestige number, and then all of your other alliance members have their prestige number, all of that is averaged out. And what happens then is when you're in alliance questing, when you go to kind of the home page for alliance questing, you'll see a prestige number there. And what happens is the higher your prestige is, the more points you're going to be receiving when you're finishing fights. The more difficult the content is going to be, but the higher number of points you receive when you're doing alliance questing. So that is why when you get towards endgame content, when you're running map 5 every day and pushing to do map 6 a couple days here and there, you want to be focusing on getting your individual prestige as high as you can. So when everybody's doing that as a whole, you know, you're getting your alliance prestige higher and higher. You're able to get more and more points for doing the same content, and at that point, that's when you start climbing the ladders in the alliance questing and getting better rewards. So I hope I did a decent job of explaining that. It can be confusing, but yeah, there's probably lots of articles over on Reddit if you wanted to go read through those if I didn't explain that clearly enough. Doc asks, what inspired you to do YouTube? I don't know if necessarily anything inspired me so much as I just, I enjoyed the game. I enjoyed watching the content creators. I felt like it was something that I could do. I had, I guess, somewhat of a creative itch that I needed to scratch. And I don't know, just gave it a shot, and it's gone really, really well these last couple of months. And I'm really happy that I kind of stepped outside of my comfort zone and maybe made several mistakes at the beginning. But yeah, I have a lot of fun with it. Don't know where it's going to go. I don't really have any plans for it other than I'm just taking it one day at a time, having fun with you guys, and playing a video game. That's really what it comes down to. Lib Welling asks, who to rank 5? Gwenpool, Black Widow, Crossbones, or Agent Venom? Also, are you a graphics designer? No, I am not a graphics designer. Who to rank 5? Gwenpool is definitely head and shoulders above of any of those other characters on that list. I think Agent Venom, for me, probably is on the last of that list. And then for really Black Widow, Crossbones, those are kind of very similar characters. So I don't know, it depends upon which one you have ranked higher. We determine at that, but yeah, rank 5 first, Gwenpool definitely. Sajid asks, and I'm sure I said your name wrong, dude, I'm so sorry, S-A-J-I-D. Hi Joel, a lot of players emphasize to end the combo with a medium attack. Why? What's the benefit and how to properly do it in-game? Well, I mean, it's fairly straightforward. There's nothing too tricky about it. The medium attack does more damage, sometimes double, if not more, than using a light attack. So the more medium attacks you can do throughout a fight, the more damage you're going to be doing. The more damage you do, the quicker the fight is over, so on and so forth. I know some people aren't necessarily comfortable with ending with a medium. Obviously, it's just something that you need to practice. This kind of leads into another question further down. I think Renyun, R-E-N-Y-U-A-N, was asking. Sometimes when he's ending with a medium attack, he cannot use a special after that, and that is the case. There are some characters that, for whatever reason, when you finish a combo, so a medium, light, medium, and you try to do your special after that, the enemy is always blocking it, and you just need to practice with the characters and become aware of the ones that do that and the ones that don't do that. I can think off the top of my head, like when I want to use Iron Man's Special 2, where he jumps up and does the beam from his chest, probably 90% of the time, if I try to end a combo with a medium and then jump right into an S2, it never works. But if I end my combo with a light and try an S2, works every time. Same thing with Ghost Rider. A lot of times, if I try to do his S1 and I end in a medium attack, for whatever reason, they block it. If I end it in a light attack, it usually is fine. So it's just something you need to play around with and be aware. If you're trying to use a combo, you need to know which characters you can use with a medium, which characters work better with a light. That just comes with practice. That comes with time, unfortunately. Clinton Monk, how much have you earned towards the diaper fund so far? And if you haven't been part of my live streams or you're unaware, me and my wife are expecting our second child in a couple of months. It's kind of a running joke on the live streams at night because my wife is usually there. If people do super chat, which is it's very kind. I don't ever ask it of anybody, but we have had some people donate. I believe Clinton actually donated himself, but I think we've gotten, I don't know, maybe like 30 bucks, somewhere around there. I probably should go back and count it. By the time that YouTube takes They're a large percentage of the super chat, and kind of leaves us the rest. We've got enough to buy a few diapers, so you guys have been very, very generous. I'm very appreciative of it. Question Mark asks, Joel, great content, man. I'm still a beginner and was wondering if you could explain defensive ability accuracy. Yes, defensive abilities are something that only kicks in when you're being attacked. So think about Spider-Man with his evasion. That only triggers when you're being attacked, or if it's the enemy. Obviously, when you're trying to attack him, it can trigger. And there's a percentage that is usually attached to that. So let's take Spider-Man for example. Let's say his defensive ability, his evasion, has a 60% chance to proc. So basically, every time out of 10 hits when you're attacking him, you know, in theory, 6 of those he's going to evade back. Another character that I can think of right off the top of my head would be a character like Abomination. Every time you hit him, there's a defensive ability accuracy that's attached to poisoning you. So I don't know what it is. Let's say it's 20%. So 1 out of every 5 hits, you're going to get poisoned. So the higher the defensive ability accuracy, the more chance there is for something to proc, you know, while you're trying to attack the enemy. Easy R. Alexander asks, hey mate, for a Legends speedrun, who do you think would be faster? Doctor Strange? No. Voodoo? No. Miss Marvel? No. Drax? Drax is definitely your best choice there. I'm assuming that they are all of equal rank and that they are all awakened. Doctor Strange and Voodoo take way too much setup. Miss Marvel, I think, is she probably does similar physical damage to Drax, but Drax has got the added benefit of having the bleed on top of that. So definitely take Drax in. Juan Ignacio, this is my favorite MCOC channel. You make things seem so simple. I appreciate that, man. Have you considered explaining the basics like parry, evade, intercept for new players? I have thought about that many times. You know, Dorky Diggity Dave, Dork Lessons. Look up Dork Lessons if you're not sure who that is. You know, he has put together a lot of really good videos, and I feel like if you have questions on that, you probably should just go watch his for now. I think at some point, you know, those may be a little bit outdated, and I will look to change them. But for now, when I do get questions like that, I kind of point people over in the direction of Dave over at Dork Lessons. He's got tons of videos that are put together really, really well, better than I can do. So go look at those for now, and then I will definitely think about that, and we'll probably put something together in the future. IESOUS. I'm not ever sure how to say your name, but I see you all over the place, man. What do I do for work? Do you work from home? Else won't it be tiring if you have to travel to and from the office just to stream? Yes, I work in sales, and my office is only about, it's about 10 minutes away, basically. Not too far, but yeah, when you see me streaming, I am at the office. So in the evenings, after I get off work and come home, spend some time with the family. If I'm going to stream, I then drive back to the office and set everything up with my laptop, stream for a little bit, and then come all the way back home. I enjoy it. It's just what I have to do for now because of my internet situation at my house. But yeah, it's a little bit of a pain. I wish it wasn't this way, but I do enjoy it. So I'll do what I have to do for now. As always, thank you so much for the support. I appreciate all of the questions that were asked. Hope I did a fairly good job of answering them for you. Best of luck this weekend for those of you that are grinding for Ghost Rider. I probably will be doing the same along with you. In fact, my plan is hopefully, unless something changes, to be live streaming on Friday evening tonight. So definitely look out on Twitter for that. Follow me over on Twitter so that you can get notifications as to when I will be going live. Alright guys, have an absolutely great weekend. Have fun, stay safe. I will see you all in the next video. Have a good day. I like to